Let's go.
So the second thing that we really look at is we want people to be able to not only create a new experience for themselves, but to more get on board with the business model, like rather than the end result or the end product. And when people research a business or a company, what they do is they go look for people that have done something. And I'll be totally honest, when I started this, I didn't follow anybody. I never looked at anybody. I literally looked at a worksheet I had that was like, who do you look up to? And I was like, when I first started this, and I was like, nobody. So I didn't watch what anybody was doing. So I really gave myself the opportunity to create something completely unique without actually having to go and relate and experience somebody else's experience to something that I was about to experience. So this is really important for you to understand not only the psychology of the way humans work, and that we're more likely be averted from pain than go towards pleasure, that we're likely to look at something and relate it to something we've experienced or somebody that we know that's negative. So we'll run away from that. It also pulls away the opportunity to have a completely unique experience. And the last thing is like what I just said, is this is a business model that we want people to get on board with. And a big part of that business model is the whole package. And there's no way that someone can have the whole package and have the whole experience by looking at a brand or a business or a product. Because at the end of the day, we know the brand, the business, and the product sells, it converts, you can make a lot of money. But if someone's not on board with the process, and that a big part of that process is what we're going to talk about tonight, then it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, if your mindset's not there, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It really doesn't. You have to be able to get on board. So it's about creating value. It's about getting on board with the whole business model. And the only way to do that is to have your own unique, personal, brand new experience without any expectations or belief systems.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying, Shauna. And a huge thing for me is I want to keep, because I'm so into building my own brand, I want to keep the mystery there. I don't want any person to ever be able to go anywhere that I am and look at me and put me into a box. Oh, she just sells a magic. Oh, she's just doing this. Oh, she's a part of ACE. Because ultimately anything, and obviously we know with an addict, there is no platform out there that is doing what we do. We don't want to box ourselves into that. So saying these certain things and allowing people to essentially research that before we've even had a chance is kind of robbing them, like Shauna said, of their own experience in this. We have something really incredible. And if they want to go to Google and start searching it, it might take that away from them because they're able to create these judgments before they've developed this connection with us. This whole process is about, it's sales. It's knowing, liking, and trusting. And they are going to reach out. They're going to want to work with you. They're going to resonate with you based on your story, not because they're tying you to some sort of a product or some sort of a company. So that is why I want to keep this out, because I want to give people true value. I want them to see what our community is about, what we do for each other, and not box us into what anyone else is doing, because it really just stands that we are so different than anyone else out there right now. And we need to really just kind of protect that essentially. So hopefully that makes sense. I think everyone's on. So we will start what we have tonight. We have kind of what I would say a mastermind plan for you guys. We want to go back to the mindset. We want to go back to the basics. As you all know, this is kind of the first place we start with you when you come into this business. It's massive, I believe, in any business. And I want you guys to understand, we're really starting to come from you from a perspective of business development, entrepreneurship. All of these things that we're teaching you are going to apply in any space. It's just different than being an employee. It's different than being in a space that you're not happy in. It's not just that this platform or this business didn't work for you, because these skills can be transferable to anything that you do across any platform, across any business. And mindset is huge, and it starts here. And Ashley, she touched on this in the Q1 group today. There is some huge things that starts with inside of you. And if we can pull us all back to there and start working from there, I truly believe that we can create success within every single one of you. So we have someone coming on the call tonight that I believe is, to say it this way, I do her coaching calls. She's actually started taking her own, but every single time I get on one of her coaching calls, her leads are mentally in a very different space, and I enjoy her calls, which means there's something that she's doing to attract these people, to talk to these people. And they have it figured out, and that's a huge part. And when they come in, they go all for it. They invest, and I can see that they're going to be successful because they've developed that part. So what we want to do is teach you that so you can teach your leads and you can help your people and you can start vibrating in a space to kind of attract these people essentially into your business. So I'm just going to mute my phone. So I have one question I want to ask every single one of you before we get started, and I want you to answer in the chat. Has your life in any way since signing up for ACE changed for the better? I want to know if it's yes. Has anything about your life changed? 100,000, I don't even know what that number is, 1 million. Yes, 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 yes. I want to hear from everyone. And be honest, if it's a no, that's okay too. You're saving my life. Yes, definitely, yes. I started doing one thing for myself every day. Definitely, yes, yes. Oh my God, yes. Yes, I'm a better version of myself already. Changed my life. Okay. So I'm going to ask all of you one more question. How are you showing up in your business every single day? Are you? Yes or no? And how are you showing up in your actual business? I don't see anything yet. This is a hard one. Think about it. What are you doing for your actual business growth every single day? Listening to podcasts to get valuable content. Positive mindset, learning, content, doing the training, thinking about my next steps, taking action towards my goals, reading books, podcasts, mindset, continuing to train, content, personal development. Okay. Trainings, podcasts. Okay, so I see a lot of personal development type stuff, but how many of you are showing up in your business in a tangible skill that you think will actually change the income that you're creating? Think about that. You don't need to answer. I see a lot of mindset stuff, which is incredible. Now I have one more question for you, and you don't all have to answer, but I want you to put in the chat if you think you have an answer to this. How do you measure success? How do you measure your success in this business? How do you look at your life and think that you've been successful? Happiness and growth. Okay, what else we got? Personal growth. I'll be honest, when I started, it was about the money. Now it's about the growth. I look at the growth before this community. Gratitude for my day, success in business with a different perspective than I did when I started. Feeling good about myself and moving forward. Making positive change, implementing my plans. Personal and professional life. How aligned? Okay, this is good. What I want a lot of you to start understanding is I believe a lot of you come into this business and you think that your success is based on what you've created financially. You're upset that you're not where you want to be. You think that this isn't working. You think that you have no value to give. You think that you don't know how to talk to people because you haven't created what you think you should yet. Success is not measured by the financial aspect of this business, and I want all of you to understand that. So when I started this, yes, I had some financial success, and I'm sure you've all heard about that. It came from people coming from MLM. I got ads going. I invested. I went for it. I got some buyers. But realistically, my business did not pick up. And I went through a period of feeling very discouraged before I had success. But within 30 days of coming into this business and implementing these mindset skills, I was completely unrecognizable as who I was as a person. Shauna, can you attest to that?
Yes, I can, because I met Mel. And it wasn't even like I was really impressed at the level of which she just was like, what do I need to do? And it wasn't even like all technical. It was like she grabbed onto meditation every single day. And she, did the I am affirmations, and she showed up to all the trainings. So she was just really invested in turning her inside world outside and being very humble. And I think that's a big part of this is being humble and being like, you know what I'm doing isn't getting me to where I want to go, or otherwise I'd be there. So are you willing to throw everything out and, trust maybe somebody that you don't know? But at the time, like, I was just cruising. I had a lot of success very early, and I had formulas and I had things I was doing. And yeah, I literally, like, I'll just be totally honest, and she's heard me say this, like, I thought that she was going to be someone that was going to come in and maybe not get results right away and quit. Cause I was like, I know what it takes to do what we do. And it is about turning your world inside out and looking through those dark areas and going, I don't know what I'm doing. So I need to restart everything. I need to, I have habits. I like to do things this way, and just going, you know what, my desires are more important than my habits. So yes, Mel specifically had never meditated before. She came in, started meditating the day of, and I think she never stopped. Like, she was like, I've meditated every single day. And I was like, wow. Her demeanor went from high energy, and she was really high energy, asked a lot of questions, and was really bubbly. And I was just like, wow, she's really energetic and she's just ready to go. And I've seen a lot of those people burn out after time, because it depends on what your motivation is. And we'll get into that, where you are creating from. Are you creating from your heart? Are you creating from intuition? Are you creating from a space of inspiration? Or are you just running on adrenaline and looking for that sale to feed you so that you can keep going? So she calmed right down. It's her vibe just went from I didn't know her before very well, but I seen a shift within couple weeks. I was she was calmer, and she was so incredibly open and humble and not afraid to ask questions at all. So I think when you get into that space of being more from inspiration and from your heart, we're more open to receive. And when you're more open to receive, you allow the universe and abundance to run through you. And then you start doing things that are not familiar to you, but they feel good, and that's what you really start to get addicted to, is just, you don't know why you feel so good, but you know that something new that you're doing is feeding that. And she was very consistent. And that is why to this day, she's been the most successful entrepreneur I've ever worked with. She's surpassed me on a lot of levels. And that really goes to literally her dedication to her mindset and to her desire to create a better version of herself for the better of the world. And that's really important. So yeah.
Thanks, Shauna. So to touch on what she said, basically my inside world started changing before my outside world did. Things started happening, and it truly made me believe in this platform. So Brian Hodgson spit some mad fire on the training last week, and we all know he gets on some rants, but he got on a rant that was truly, it changed the way I look at everything. So I suggest every single one of you go back to the marketing mechanics that me, Brody, and Brian did and listen to the end. And what he said was, you cannot measure your only success financially, and that this business will truly reward you when you're worthy of that success. So coming in here and expecting these certain results financially before you've proven yourself to yourself isn't feasible. So when you feel yourself shift and you feel yourself change into a different person, that is going to shine on other people. And that's what you're here. You're here to help other people, and you're here to open that up and change them. And that's what's going to come out in you ultimately. So I completely lost what I was going to say because it threw me off, Shauna. It's weird to kind of watch what I've done and what Shauna's done, and Ashley and Nikki and everyone in here. I don't know, is Emily on here right now? She said something really incredible to me today. And I truly suggest this, and I'm going to put this as an exercise in the group. What I did was I gave everyone a list of words. There are words from rich to worthy to beautiful to sexual, doesn't matter. And I asked every single person to, because I think a lot of people have trouble thinking what they want to do for I am affirmations. And I asked every single person to look at themselves in the mirror and say these words out loud to themselves. And the words that they had the hardest time saying were the words that you truly need to heal from. So all of these words and all of these things, you look at me and you admire something in me, that is in you. You have that value. Look at Shauna, Nikki, Ashley, anyone on this call, anything that you're admiring about us, anything that bothers you, all of that is inside of you. So I gave people a list of words, and I had a girl, and what she did was I asked her to make me a video on how her life has changed. And she's had some hard times with mindset, and she's really working on changing that. And she said she recorded 2 videos and sent them to me after practicing these affirmations. And what affirmations essentially do is rewire your subconscious. But they start by you consciously hearing them and then transferring them into your subconscious and then believing it. And what she actually said is, the first time I've ever seen this, is she said things about how she was going to be successful in this and caught herself twice and tried to erase it and said, I have no idea why I said that because I don't believe it. And I'm watching myself say this and I can't believe I actually said that. So what that says to me is she actually rewired, and her own subconscious believes that she deserves this, but her conscious mind is having trouble even accepting that. So I think that's absolutely amazing. And I think that's in every single one of you. And Ashley is going to speak to that tonight, but I will put the words on the group. And I want you to start recognizing these qualities in yourself and seeing that you absolutely deserve anything. There's nothing that sets me apart from any of you or anyone else on here apart from anyone. If you see something in us you love, that's in you, and you can create that. So I'm going to turn this over to Megan. She is absolutely incredible. She is going to talk about wealth consciousness. I'll let her talk about all that, but it all ties together, and it all comes into mindset, and it all comes into believing that you are worthy of this. So I'll let you go, Megan.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I love listening to you guys and share your perspective on your business and helping everybody, because no matter where we are in our journey or what we've accomplished or haven't accomplished, we all have something to learn from each other. And that's why it's so valuable for all of us to come together and share, because, there might be a nugget here, that can just flip the switch for you. And these calls are so important for that. So one of the questions that Melissa asked was, how do you measure success? And my favorite answer to that is Earl Nightingale said, success is the progression of a worthy ideal. So if you have the first step that is required is to have an ideal. What is it that you want? Because a lot of times when I talk to people, I do a lot of calls and meet a lot of people, and I ask, what do you want? And it's something that's a pretty simple thing, but many people don't know and don't have clarity on what they want to do and what they want to accomplish. So first we have to have that worthy ideal, and it has to be worthy of us. Would you trade your life for a house or a car or, a $5,000 a month income? Likely not, because your worthy ideal is something you will trade your life for. And we need to pull that out of ourselves, because honestly, we all come into this life experience and to create and to just feel amazing and feel joyful. And when there's that lack of purpose and vision and that greater calling on our life, that's where depression comes. That's where doubt and anxiety and all these negative vibrational emotions rise up, because that ideal is missing. So first, what is that worthy ideal? And then if you are progressing towards that, even if you're doing one thing in the day, Mel asked, be proud of yourself. You can be feeling good about yourself if you read a little bit in a book, if you made one post on social media, if you reached out to one lead, you did something. You are making progress towards that worthy ideal. And that is success. It's not hitting the goal. Because you know what, if you look at your goal as something like, okay, once I hit the goal, then I'm going to be happy. then I'm going to feel successful. Then I'm going to be able to go out there and do really good and sell a bunch of whatever. You're going to be sorely disappointed, because it's not like rainbows and flowers fall from the sky when you hit the goal. Like, it's just, you kind of do it and then you move on. Like the reward from that is just so short-lived. The point of a goal is to grow and falling in love with that growth, because you look around at nature, you look at the trees and the grass, everything is growing, it's expanding, and we're no different. If we're not expanding, if a tree isn't growing, then what's happening? It's dying. So we have these goals and these ideals to work towards so that we can grow, so that we are becoming better and better versions of ourselves. The amazing thing about this business of being entrepreneurs is that you are creating yourself through your business. You're not creating a business, you're creating you. And it isn't easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But it is so worth it, because it's not, at least my opinion is, I don't want to go through life just doing the bare minimum and, not being fulfilled. I want adventure. I want to grow. I want to contribute. So the thing that I see a lot of times with people is, and I get this question a lot, is how can I grow my business or talk to people when I haven't had success yet? Because we have that idea of like, I need to make all this money before I can then share this with people. And this is very prevalent through, I would say, the majority, maybe like at least 95, if not 98% of the culture. Because we look at things is, once I have the result, then I can be that person and then I can do the things and then be the person that is successful. So we think, okay, I have to have, $50,000 a month income before I can put myself out there as a successful entrepreneur. But that's like saying, going to a fire and saying, give me heat and then I'll give you wood. It's backwards. And that's the majority of things. So we have to switch that around. And this is why I attract awesome people. This is why Mel mentioned about the kind of people that I bring in are really amazing, is because we first have to think, okay, what's the goal? What's the 5-year version of myself down the road? The person that I see, that's making $40,000 a month or whatever the magic number is for you. What is that person? Who would I have to be to have that income? Very likely confident, joyful, grateful. How would you feel if the goal were achieved? Because, if you have a vision of a house for yourself and you got the house, how would you feel? And really tap into that. Really think about, what would my emotional state be like? And then bring that emotional state into the present moment. Because we think we can't feel a certain way until we have the thing. But we have this amazing thing, our mind, where we can create emotion through our thoughts. So if I ask you, okay, imagine, say your partner was supposed to be home at 10 p.m. and it's 10:30 and you're starting to worry. You're starting to think, okay, maybe something happened, and then it's 11 and it's like, they should be home by now. They're probably drove off the side of the road, and you start, because of your thoughts, you are creating emotion in your body, you're creating anxiety, you're experiencing it like it's real, like that partner is dead on the side of the road, and you've got yourself into a state. That's an example of doing that in a negative way, creating a vibration through your thought. You can do that the other way. You can take time, and it can start with just a little small amount of time where you create a positive emotional state through your thoughts. And you can bring yourself into the vibration of that which you desire. So if it's $50,000 a month, how would I feel if I was making $50,000? What's the kind of person I would be? And feel it now. And feel it try and get yourself up to 68 seconds. I'm not going to go into a bunch of details why that number, but try for at least 68 seconds. A lot of people can't do it for even 8 seconds. So it's a muscle you have to develop. But this is how it works. First be that person. First be the $50,000 a month person, and act as if and sometimes you might feel a little bit crazy, like acting as if that person that has the success that you see as your goal. Then you will do what you need to do and you will have that. When you what you're doing is you're elevating yourself to the vibration of that which you desire. You're bringing yourself into alignment with your goal, and then you attract what you need that's on the same frequency of that which you desire, and it comes into your life. And there is this disconnect of where the whole, what Mel touched on too, was that who do you have to become to have that which you desire? Who do you have to grow in? All things are working out for your good. Sometimes we're like, I want this thing right now. But if we got it right now, it wouldn't be for our greater benefit. The universe is orchestrating everything in a way that is a best fit for you. And so we have to trust that process. One of the people I always refer to is Milt Campbell, and he won the gold medal in the decathlon like a long time ago. But one of the things that he always said was, you know, in school and in training and everything, there was so many more talented athletes than me that were just above and beyond me, but they quit. Milt wasn't the most talented athlete. He kept going. And so when you look at your business and when you look at what you're creating, just don't quit, because it's not about talent. It's not about being super smart. It's not about having everything figured out. Because trust me, if you decide what you want, so first step, decide what you want, make a decision, get a burning desire for its fulfillment. You need to want it. If you don't want it bad enough, the why isn't strong enough, it's not going to hold you through the more challenging days. And then live and feel as if it's already done. And there's a few words that you need to eliminate from your vocabulary. They're lack statements. I want. Want implies lack. You attract what you are. You attract what you are, not what you want. So if you say, I want to be successful, you will continually attract situations and things into your life that leave you in a state of want. I'm going to try and do this. Get rid of try. I hope. Get rid of hope. And this is a big one that a lot of people are surprised when I say it. I believe. Because this is really prevalent in the self-development. You got to believe. You got to believe that it's going to work. Do you believe that the sun is going to rise tomorrow? You don't believe it. You know it. There is a difference. Belief has lack in it. And it's a lot of work to believe. You have, okay, I believe it, and I'm okay, yeah, I can do this, I can do this. So when we switch ourselves into knowing, it's done. Like, I promise you. And I know at the beginning, it's like, you maybe haven't studied enough, or you haven't heard it enough, so the belief in what I'm telling you isn't there. But if you make a decision and you feel as if it's already done, and you know it, it's done. It's just, now you're in a place of just waiting. It's coming to you. It's already done. And then you just have to not quit. Just don't quit. And you'll get your gold medal. You'll reach your mountaintop. You'll get to where you want to go. Your business will flourish. You'll become a stronger, more powerful, more loving, more incredible person, because the process of getting there is going to bring all that out in you. And it's an incredible, incredible journey that you don't want to shortcut and you don't want to give up on. And you might think, why isn't it working for me? Why isn't my business flourishing? You're comparing yourself to people that are like 10 miles further down the road than you, that have been through, like Melissa and Shauna and Ashley and Nikki. You see them now, but you don't see what they went through in their first year, what they went through before the growth that they went through before they started this business. So don't compare your step 1 to their step 50, and you will get there. I promise you. You just have to keep holding on to that vision and just work on that vibrational state, work on feeling, because honestly, feeling is the secret. There's one book I can recommend that's super short. It's called Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Read it 100 times and it'll change your life. And trust me, you are a powerful creator. Another quote that I really love it's by every of our generation alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. As you think, so shall you be. So it really all comes down to, what do you know that you are? What do you feel now? Feel now that you're successful. Feel now that you're confident. Feel now that you are abundant, that you are prosperous, that you're giving, that you're contributing, that all those things that you see as far off and unreachable, you can feel them now. And maybe sometimes it'll be for like 5 seconds, and then you'll develop it and it'll be longer and longer. And as you embody that, you will attract that in your business. And then that's when that business just, something switches and things take off and you attract incredible people to yourself.
Thank you, Megan.
No problem.
That was amazing. Who got some kick-ass value from that? Did anything she say resonate with you? Did it change the way maybe you're thinking? It was amazing.
The book is Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. Goddard.
Amazing. Okay, so Ash is going to touch on something really incredible right now. So I'm going to make her out. There you go.
Hi guys, that was amazing, Megan. I love hearing you speak, and I feel like I absorb so much every single time I hear you speak, your teachings, your calls. It's truly incredible. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And she said it so perfectly and beautifully, and what it really comes down to a lot of the times, you guys, is perception and perspective. Like Megan said, what is your attitude around what it is that you're actually doing and becoming and growing? And we often very much 99.9% of the time we get very obsessed with the tangible, the material, the hear, the smell, the taste, the touch. We have to touch it and feel it and see it before we start to feel good about what it is that we're doing, and exactly like Megan said, like all of us when we first started, talk to us before. Talk to us 6 months into the business. Talk to people that have come in a year, myself included, Nikki included, Shauna included, and Mel, of course, included, that, you guys heard Mel's story, how much you can gain and grow in such a short period of time if you actually take a step back and look at the journey you've been on over the last period of time, and you're like, wow, you look back and you're not the same person. You've totally transformed and shifted into the next phase, the next phase, the next phase of growth. And that in itself, you should all be extremely proud of. We can get very caught up in our minds, in our monkey mind chatter, and this hasn't worked, and these ads haven't converted, and this and this. But at the end of the day, what comes down to is resilience, not quitting, perspective and perception. Okay, this didn't work, so that just means that's one less thing for me to, not do, right? You're testing what works and what doesn't work. And if you have the mindset or the mind frame of, well, this doesn't work, I'm not going to do it, I quit, I'm done. We've all been there, 100%. I've been there. I can't even tell you how many times. And in the last 5 years, I look back at the person who I was before, and I think, wow, like, I don't even know where my life would be at if it wasn't for these masterminds, this growth. I remember me and Nikki being on these Thursday calls with Colin and our friend Jared every single Thursday. Every single Thursday, we held each other accountable. We kept going until all of a sudden you can work day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out, and boom, once you believe that you bring that value, you do deserve to, have the successes, whatever that's defined to you, then you truly are like, wow, I'm so glad I didn't quit on myself, because that's ultimately what you're doing. You're not just quitting a business, you're quitting on yourself, where you can actually come to every single week, learn how to develop your skill sets, your mindset, your business, your technical skills, your, the way you speak, the way you learn, the way you read, the way you grow. This stuff is not taught in school. And, it's up to us to inherently grow with that. And in doing so, we start to expand our energy, expand our value. And I talked about this earlier in the Q1 group that, a lot of the times we get very wrapped up in this word value, like, value what? What does defined value? What does that even mean? And, and if you do want to share, please feel free to share in the chat. What does that mean? Because a lot of the times people will come out and they'll be like, I don't know, I don't have enough value to talk about. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to communicate with people, or so on and so forth. It can be quite vast, the perspective or perception on value. Now, to me, value means that it's not so much of a money perspective or money value tangible or any sort of that. But the fact of the matter is that there's too many people going in, day out, that are suffering in pain because they're not listening to their true calling or their true heart, their true sense of purpose as to what it is they're here to give back and serve to the world, the light, the love, the gifts. We are all deserving of abundance and freedom and perspective and everything. So that, to me, by sharing your inherent value, what you have come to be in this new phase of growth every single day that you wake up. It's not like growth is in like a far distant future tense. It happens every single day. You get the honor and privilege of opening your eyes in the morning. It's boom, it's on, it's immediate. So what is that immediate thought? I always come like, I find myself like a weird human being experiment almost, like I wake up and I think a thought that happened yesterday or a week ago, and it brings me back there. It brings my emotional body, my energetic body, my physical body, my mental body, my vibration, to sum all that up, back there. If I start worrying about what's going to happen today, then it brings my energetic, my emotional, my physical, vibrational body over here. So it's like the first thing I do when I wake up, I bring myself into a deep state of gratitude. I listen to my I am affirmations like it's my job to reprogram the subconscious thoughts and beliefs that I continuously still have. And, it may take time, effort, and energy, like anything, to release these things. And just understanding that, you do deserve those great successes, that whatever that is to you, it's defined again in different ways for different people, right? So defining what that is, like Megan said, be very clear on what it is that you want. What does success look like, and most importantly, feel like to you, and how to bridge that, gap from here to there. It's by shifting your frequency step by step, day by day, and eventually staying in that state for a little bit longer, a little bit longer, a little bit longer. And to me, that is value. Inner peace is value. Coming to, responding to my life rather than reacting to everything is value. Okay, so you all have that innate wisdom and value already within. You do have a massively bright, shining light that the world needs. Because think about this. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. Think about this, that you guys have somewhere to go when you're not feeling that great. And it's day to day. I call Shauna every day. I call her every day. There's things that sometimes you need to let go and release, and you need that community, that sense of belonging, that sense of well-being to help you elevate that journey to your business, to your growth, to everything that you inherently deserve, because you are so valuable. You are so valuable. So with that, I invite you to understand that this business is a journey. Brian and I have been doing this for the last 5 years. Okay, even before that, was leading up to this, was a journey. Your entire life is one massive journey, and it doesn't end. The goals and the intentions and the growth, it's nonstop, and it doesn't end until the day we are no longer walking on this planet. So I invite you to enjoy every second of it, soak it all up, take this business and the massive amount of value that's behind it, and project that out to the universe and the world. And that inherently, and that is inherently what you are the most valuable for, to have all of it. So with that, and I'm going to quickly touch on this, it's without going too far back into it. I'm going to keep, just to put things into perspective or perception. It's not like you hit a certain rank in your business and whatnot. And like Megan said, like you get to the goal and it's not like that's the end. Like you have to keep going. And that's the mistake that I personally made in my business, that Brian's personally made, and all the other leaders perhaps can relate, that you get to a certain, goal or intent and then you stop doing or being the things that you were doing and being in order to get there. So it's a never ending journey. All you're doing is once you get to that place, you level up just a little bit more. You reach for the stars just a little bit more. And no matter what, you're always twisting and turning and journeying and all that. But know this, that you have all of us, 2,000 people in ACE to watch you, cheer you on, and actually from the deepest intention in our hearts, wish you nothing but the success that you deserve. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much, Mel, and everyone on the call tonight. Love you guys.
Fire!
Mwah, mwah.
Just love you. It was amazing. So, yeah, I don't even have anything to add to that. It was absolutely amazing. Let's bring Nikki out. There you go, girl.
Wow, Ash. Megan, that was incredible. Honestly, I won't take up too much more time. I know we're kind of coming into that hour, but this entire call just reminded me, like it took me back, 2.5, close to 3 years ago from the very first moment that I started. And I was reminded of like the mindset that I personally was in. And it was a really, really shitty place for multiple different reasons. And I knew that before anything would start to, gain momentum, or I was able to, get out of the financial situation that I was in, I knew I needed to change the way I thought every single day, the way that my perspective was. I know a lot of you guys know, I'm not going to dive down the story, but we've had a lot of failures in the past with businesses, lost a lot of money, bankruptcies, all that kind of stuff. And when those kinds of things happen, you get into a hole, you start to go down this really negative and, failure is just what is meant for me. And it's hard to get out of that. And it takes work and it takes consistency. And I think, throughout this entire call, it's very evident and it's very apparent that unless we focus and we fix what's going on inside our head, it's really hard to change externally what's going on as well. And, receive and manifest the money and the success and all of the great things that we want to see happen. It starts with what we're feeding ourselves and what we're feeding our mind every single day. And, just to quickly touch on what Ash and Shauna and Mel and Megan have all talked about tonight, is that this is something that, every single person, when Mel asked that question, whose life has changed since they started this business, every single person has said yes to some degree. Now, the financial success that we all talk about and we're all looking at gaining, and obviously that's the end goal too, is we forget so much the success that we're having every single day with the growth. And this whole entire call reminded me, this journey over the last 2.5 years and how much growth and how much change myself, Colin, our family, and, having known a lot of these ladies that, I work closely with now, and seeing the success and growth and change that they also too have had, it's incredible. And the people that I work with on a daily basis. So, in short, I feel like we touched on so many incredible things. In short, like, just know that this process is a process that needs to be enjoyed, and there's going to be moments of frustration. There's going to be moments where there's going to be obstacles, but that's the growth. Stop associating that with, it's difficult and it's hard, and it is, but you can look at it and take a deep breath in. Ashley has shared some incredible breath work that we all should be using. And when you come to, an obstacle and a hurdle, take a deep breath in and know on the other side of that, growth is about to happen. Growth is or not about to, it's already happening. So I just love these calls, and I'm so grateful for them, and I look forward to them. I look forward because right now, getting off this call, every single person will have experienced some type of growth, something that they can implement, something that is tangible that they can implement every single day. I know it's not technical what we're used to, but something that can be implemented into your day-to-day to change the way that you're thinking, to change that perspective, to change the way that you are showing up in your business every single day. And that in 6 months or even a month from now, if you do it consistently, you, like Mel, will be unrecognizable. So thanks for showing up tonight, guys. Much love and appreciation.
Thank you, Nikki. That was amazing. And the last thing I only want to add it to tie into what everyone has said. Every single thing that is happening to you right now is happening for a reason. It is truly shaping who you are going to be as an entrepreneur, how you're going to resonate and relate to people, how you're going to write your ads, how you're going to share your story. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. That doesn't matter. It's about you. It's about the lessons that you needed to learn. And just remember, the fact that you are here, the fact that this, for some reason, came to you, the fact that you're sitting on this call with us tonight means that you're meant to be here. You're following what you're supposed to be doing. And when you trust that process and you trust that you're turning into the person that you're supposed to be and you're going through the experiences that you're supposed to have to shape you into the person that you're supposed to be to help the next person, you truly will appreciate this. You'll enjoy every single step of this process. You'll stop measuring what's changing in your life based on financial success, and you'll realize that this is going to work out for you. It 100% will, and it's going to happen when you are ready and you are deserving, because every single one of you is worth it, and you're all worth the success that you're going to get from this business. So raise your vibration, love yourself, and know that you are valuable and you deserve this. Thank you to everyone for coming tonight. We truly appreciate you as well, and we'll see you soon. I'm just going to take a picture of this. It's blowing up over here in this chat.
Well, if you guys have left, one thing I just wanted to add really quickly is nobody told me this when I started this. I thought, I'm going to nail this and it's going to become second nature, and then I'm just going to rule life. Nobody told me that this was going to be a lifelong journey of continually implementing these things over and over and over. So one thing that you have to know is this is a journey for life. These are things that we're going to fall back. We're going to forget. That's why we have each other. And the most beautiful thing I can say about this that will last forever is when these things happen and you fall back and you forget to do this stuff, and you feel in despair, because entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. So there's going to be ups and downs. The thing that definitely has changed the most for me in these 2 years has been I just get back up a lot faster than I used to before. So it doesn't mean you're not going to fall. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have struggles that you did before, but you're not going to stay there for as long. And the pain isn't going to last as long. So that's one thing that I wanted to say. I was like, didn't know I was going to have to keep relearning these lessons. So that's why exactly what Megan and the other girls said is you have to enjoy the process, because if you don't enjoy the process, you are going to stop doing these things over and over. So much love and appreciation for so many of you, all of you that came out. The energy is great, and I'm going to vibe high all night long too.
Thanks so much, guys. See you later.